Never felt so naked, so exposed, so stripped away in my life. Let me explain. Magic has a bug going on right now with the Strixhaven opening release. As you can see here, when you complete a quest, your entire bar, your quest bar, your progress for the week is gone, and yeah, we're looking pretty bare bones. Anyway, there's a Reddit thread for this. Apparently all the progress is still being made. You're still able to get your game still count. You're still able to get experience and mastery progress. Just it's apparently it's just cosmetic. No quest progress. Can't see it. I did verify this. We went into the store. We can see that we have our cosmetics. If I go to my packs, I have the 3 packs that I have the 50 packs that I bought. The 3 packs I won from the last sealed. And one for the mastery progress here, so it is working. But yeah, just so funny. But yeah, I think it's time. It's time to spend our mastery orb. I am a wither bloom. This is my heart. This is my spirit guide. Is green and black. I think this is the wizard school that I would join. I will gladly confirm this pick. And then, yeah. Ooh, I actually have this card too, so that helps. But then, yeah, let's do another sealed. I want to do at least 5 of these, so let's do it. Let's open some packs. Yeah. Boom. Oh, neat. Okay. So we got a Deathspark. Exile target permanent with mana 4 or greater. So that's black-white. We did black-white-green last time, so I don't know if I want to do that again, but this is a pretty powerful card. We had something similar in Strixhaven, but it cost 6 mana. And so this only costs 2, so it's quite a bit cheaper. Multiple choice. If scry is 1, draw a card. If scry is 2, you may choose a player. Return a creature they control to their owner's hand. If 3, create a 4/4 blue and red elemental. And 4, do all of the above. That is pretty cool. I could see this being very good. The last couple of sealed I played, I ended up having a lot of land. So there was definitely a lot to do with my mana by the end of the games. We also have a blue-red Djinn. Not a Djinn. It's a Dean of Perfection. No, it is a Djinn. It's a Djinn and an Ifrit. So we have Nasiri, Dean of Expression, and Dean of Uvilda, Dean of Perfection. Nasiri, Dean of Expression, and Uvilda, Dean of Perfection. So what are they? 2/2 legendary Djinn wizard. You may exile an instant or sorcery card from your hand and put 3 hone counters on it. It gains at the beginning of your upkeep. If this card is exiled, remove a hone counter from it. When the last hone counter is removed from this card, if it's exiled, you may cast it. It costs 4 less to cast this way. So basically, you get to put a card into exile and cast it for significantly reduced mana 3 turns later. And then we've got the Nasiri, Dean of Expression. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile target card from each opponent's library. Until the end of the turn, you may cast spells from among those exiled cards, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those spells. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, put a +1/+1 counter. So this one starts out as a 4/4. Exile the top card of each opponent's library. Until end of turn, you may cast spells from among those exiled cards, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those. Okay, so you basically, this is like Robber of the Rich, right? Only you can cast cards from an opponent's top of the deck. So that's pretty powerful. Right off the bat here, I see that I've got a couple of really good blue cards. I've got a couple of decent red rares. So I have a feeling that this draft will probably end up going towards red-blue. My theory on drafting is that you should always try to, and this is going to sound so dramatically oversimplified, try to put your best cards in the deck. That's my advice. But seriously, I mean, in sealed and in like and limited, you're going to want to try and narrow it down to as few colors as possible. But that may not be the case with sealed. With sealed, if you have a really, really strong card in a third color, find a way to fit it into the deck. That's just my advice. Just a quick summary of what happens. We have 2 potential decks based off of the rare cards and the card count. We've got a potential between green and black and blue and red, and that gets you up to speed. Let's get back to it. Alright, so this is what we came up with. For black and green, we've got a 40 card deck, 13 creatures, 10 non-creatures, of which there are 4 instant sorcery, there's 2 lessons, but no learn spells. So if we want a lesson, we're going to have it in our deck. Color skew, we have 13 black, 9 green, and the rest are colorless. We've got a couple of combat tricks, like Professor Warning, Agonizing Remorse. We've got a decent creature here, the Biogroth. Potentially a 4/4 late game if you control 8 or more lands. We've got Fractal Summoning, which is kind of iffy. Pretty decent Fungus Beast, the Brackridge Trudge. Promising Dust Mage. Quandrix Pledge Mage. We've got 2 artifacts that help us get different colors. Reflective Golem, so if you target it, you can copy and use if you target it with an instant or sorcery, you can copy the instant or sorcery and then target another creature. The biggest advantage to going with this color set is going to be the Demogroth Titan, a 10/11. Vulnerable to removal if the opponent has it, but the other big downside is that whenever it attacks or blocks, you have to sacrifice a creature. So that really is going to be a problem with 13 creatures, I feel, unless we can get some pests onto the board. So do we have anything that can create pests in this deck? Pests. Nothing. We have nothing that can create a pest. So if we're attacking or blocking, we better be pretty sure that what we're doing is worth the time and effort. Outside of that, the best card is probably this Witherbloom Pledge Mage, which we picked up as a cosmetic earlier. And then the Bookworm's okay, but you have to have 8 mana. Overall, with this deck, we pretty much have every green and black playable card that we pulled out of Sealed, as well as most of the artifacts. The overall card quality on this is okay. I think that we can get a couple of wins. I mean, 2 attacks with the Demogoth Titan is enough to win the game in most cases. 1 attack could even be enough. Nobody's going to take 11 without chump blocking, right? I guess we do have the Fractal Summoning if we need to have something that's got sacrifice ability, if that's a word. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is a playable deck. But let me compare this to the other version, the red and blue. So if we go over to the red and blue, we have a 62 card deck. Overall, we put in every red and blue, started with every red and blue playable card, but then we actually had a much wider pool. I think we had 56 total with all artifacts in red and blue, whereas the green and black had maybe 43, so we were pretty much committed to what we had pulled out of the packs. with blue and red, there's quite a few cards that we had to exercise from the deck. Things like First Day of Class and Soothsayer Adept. So I guess what I'm trying to say is overall we had a much larger pool of cards that were playable for us to choose from. And I think what happened there is that it created a better potential deck. And so if we look at what we have Shock, we have Multiple Choice, which lets us scry, return a creature, create a 4/4 red and blue elemental, or do all of the above. We've got basically a Frogify, negates, rejects, a couple of two cost creatures. We've got combat tricks that create a treasure token. The reason I like this is that we create the treasure token and it makes it easier for us to cast off-color cards. We've got the Apprentice, who can add +1/+1 counters if a spell was cast that was 5 mana or more. We've got the the Defender, right? The 3/3 Defender that can attack if an instant or sorcery was played. We've got a Flying Trickster. This is the only flying card out of either of the two decks. Actually, the other deck I think had a 1/1 flying Death Touch. Get the Kelpie Guide, which can untap a permanent or tap a permanent. So either you can untap a permanent that you control, or untap tap a target permanent, but you can only do that if you have 8 or more lands. We've got some card draw. Overall, yeah, we've got this rare right here, the Djinn or the Shaman, 4/4. I think I'd like to play the red side of this. Basically what is this? In Throne of Eldraine, they had a card exactly like this, only it was a goblin, a 1/2 with double strike. The only difference is that in Eldraine, there were a lot of artifacts that you could use to increase the power level. I still think this is going to be a good card, but with the reduction in the number of artifacts and equipment, you have to rely on spells to increase the power. But, you know, this Sudden Breakthrough could help out with that. We've got a First Strike Mage, gets 1+0 for casting spells. We can actually play the Pledge Mage because it's green or blue, so really this is just a double blue for us. Gets a +1/+1 counter every time a instant or sorcery is played. We had a couple of Letter of Acceptances, but we don't really... It's nice to have it for the lesson and the learn, but we didn't need 2 of them. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that if we look at this deck, we still have the same number of creatures. We have more non-creatures. I should probably find a way to get this down to 40. But overall, our choices for card draw and removal are much greater in this. We've got counter spells. We've got combat tricks. I think the creatures are slightly better. I think this is going to be the better deck. And so if I was to play the 2, I would pick the blue and red. And I think we kind of knew that. So if I was to do this in as quick of a time as possible and to make this as easy as possible, well, one, I would probably use... Here, I'll show you. Because this is just an imported deck. But if we go back to the sealed, there is a... If I wanted to make this as easy as possible, I would probably just use Arena Tutor. Now this is the deck that they came up with. It's a little different than the deck that I came up with. But if you just want to play sealed and you don't want to do any thought, if you don't want to put any thought into it at all, download Arena Tutor, and then it actually will create a deck suggestion for you. Now the deck that they came up with was a little different than mine. They also ended up choosing blue-red. I think the choice for that is pretty obvious, just because there were just so many more playable cards, almost 10 to 15, somewhere between 10 and 15 more playable cards in this color combination than the others. But similar, pretty similar. I guess that's what I would do if I wanted to put zero thought into it. But if you actually want to use your brain and you want to get better at doing sealed drafts and thinking for yourself, I think the simplest way to do this is to look at the rares that you have and look at the uncommons across the color combinations. Try to lock yourself into 2 colors, and then we could tell right from the very beginning that blue and red had a stronger color combination for us. It was kind of a surprise that black and green ended up being a fairly decent second choice. But yeah, I think this is the set we're going to go with. We're going to go with a 42 card deck because reasons. I don't know. I don't really... Maybe if I had to get rid of one, I'd get rid of the Lorehold Pledge Mage, just because it's a double red on turn 3, and I could see that being iffy. We also have the Lorehold Campus. I wanted to put that one in there, and the Arena Tutor doesn't. But the reason I like that... Get out of here. Get out of my way, please. The Lorehold Campus is nice because it does count as a mountain. It does come in tapped, which is... I don't know, it is what it is, but it also has the ability to scry late game, and I noticed that in Sealed, a lot of times the games last longer, and you have the ability to use this scry land, this ability to sift for cards, and I think that that's worth the negative to pulling this late and having it come in tapped, because there's a very small range of time between turns 1 and 5 where you don't really want to have a land come in tapped, but after that, or on turn 1, it doesn't matter. So that's my thoughts on it. But without any further ado, let's get into it. This is what we came here for, was to do a draft, so let's do it. That's a name. We didn't pull any blue. We didn't pull a single blue. I think we have to mulligan this. That's a little better. What do you drop here? Probably the Pledge Mage. Keep you. Draw 2, scry. Do we have anything? We can cast this on turn 3, which is nice. We do have the Learn spell, so I think we keep this and we drop the Pledge Mage because we don't have the mana to cast it yet. Alright, turn 1. Put in our tap land. The opponent is playing green-black. Sorcery. Thinks that this is a sorcery. If it was an instant, it'd be a lot more powerful. If we can get a... Do we have a shaman? Oh, we do have a shaman. So maybe we play this turn 4 and we can scry and draw twice. Okay, I'm not really too worried about you. I guess we probably put you down. Yep. Then the next turn, we can use the Mentor's Guidance. We can scry and draw 1 twice, and because it was cast during the turn, we can give our Knight +1/+0 and swing in for some damage. I think that's the plan. Just listening to the music. It's very soothing. Target creature with power 3 or less can't be blocked this turn. That's interesting. Does he have a shaman? Yeah, he's got a wizard, so they get to do this twice too. Can use the shock. Guess we use this. I do 1, 2, 3. Probably, I don't know, do we put you on the bottom? I think we do. We're okay with creatures for now. There we go. Well, we've got the shock. I think we're hoping to keep some mana up for the negate next turn. Return target spell or permanent with mana value 1 or greater to owner's hand. We could play this and we could make our mage on -2, -2. That stinks. I guess I'm happier that it happened to that card than it happened to the Trickster. 8 or more lands gets +1/+0 can't be blocked. That could be pretty good here. The negate would have been helpful there. No, it only helps against non-creatures. Alright, so we take my turn. Interesting. Don't really have a way of getting cards out of my deck. Somewhat helpful there. So then I guess we have to pass the turn. We get to keep the negate, which is nice. We also have an option for a shock if we need to. Well, I think we have to counter this because they're just going to pick it anyway, right? So I guess he wins there. He pulls a counter on my deck. This could be nice, a nice combat trick where we can swing in with the Fuming Effigy. If they double block, we can then bounce one of their creatures, which gives them, stops their ability to kill my creature. Okay, pay whatever. If it was paid, you draw 3 cards. Opponent, well, that's kind of nice for us. That's a heck of a payoff for us, not having to draw 2 of those and getting treasure. Holy cow. All of that just so that they could just draw 3 cards. That's fine. What do we want to do here? Do we want to kill this? I guess we could kill it. What a waste. Okay, so I think we swing in. You're a pretty obvious play. We still have 3, so we can bounce 1 if we need to. We're getting to the point where we can start using our Scryland too. We're almost out of cards in our hand. We're going to want to start filtering out. Yep, that's a good card. Guess we could have kept the shock for the... Well, keep that in mind. Don't use shock on that card, because it's better off dead than alive. Okay, so we take my turn. Come on, block it. You know you want to. Opponent took it. Took it right on the chin. Okay, so here we want to save the mana for the scry at the end of the opponent's turn. Lots of land. They're playing 3 colors too. And we were able to get us down to just 2. If we did this, what would we pull for the learn? Probably the 4/4 token. Blue and red elemental. Maybe that's the play. Remember to scry. That's the key. Remember to scry. He's got a scry land too. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. Sacrifice a creature, gets +1/+0 to end of turn, where X is the number of... Okay, yeah, that's fine. Whew. Man, that's crazy. Alright, so what do you get? Whenever a creature you control with +1/+1 counter on attacks, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Okay, so we might want to bounce that. They have to attack, though. Okay, so we scry. So now we have the option of bouncing a card so that we can counter the card. So we take the turn. I think we attack with all. They're gonna have to block. Which one do you want to bounce? I guess we can bounce this one. Yeah, let's go ahead and bounce you on my turn. So you're bounced. Probably pick you up. End the turn. Use the reject on the incoming creature. No. Guess that's the downside to having the reject late in the game, is you have to make sure they've got the land. Okay, so we can't scry, so we take my turn. We want you dead, because if we exile you, we can do a point of damage by getting rid of it from the graveyard because of his ability. Woo! 8/8. I think we've got him. We attack with the Frost Trickster next turn. They don't have a way to deal with the flying creature. We attack with the Illustrious Historian. They have to block. If they do block, they have to not kill it. Interesting. It is interesting. Yeah, because they have to attack with those two. They have to gain the 2 life. Do we trade? No. Puts them at 5. Whenever you cast or copy an instant spell, choose target creature you control. Until end of turn, this creature gains... Well, I can also use the 3 here to give a creature with 3 or less unblockable. So we can attack for 4 next turn. We can attack for 4. Is there a way for me to kill him? I don't know, man. Yep, you want to attack with that one. I don't know what you have in your hand. But you have to... What? You gain a life, lose a life. You get hit for 3. We sack a creature. Okay, so you're up to 3. We block over here. We block over here. See what kind of combat trick you've got here. 3 mana. 4 mana. Okay. Next turn I attack for 4. Yeah, I guess we... see if they do something in response. Spence is killing me. Do you have it or don't you? What do you got? Got him. Strong start. We got there. Take it. Deck played alright. Let's see. Anything I wish would have gone better there? Quick review. Real quick. The only thing was that the reject would have been nicer to play earlier in the game. Late game it was pretty useless. I guess it cost him a turn. Returning a creature to the hand was probably better at late game. That also, the being able to return a creature to the hand, this divide by 0, is really good if you have a fractal creature. It's got a learn on it too, so this is a pretty strong card. I would definitely, I would pick this one up. I mean, I would choose it over something like a reject in the deck for most circumstances and limited, so that's just a thought there. The scrying, glad I put the scry lands in there late game. We got at least one scry out of it. This letter of acceptance, I don't know that was, maybe this isn't useful, so maybe we drop this from the deck. But it does add a mana of any color. But what colors do we have? We have 2 colors, so maybe we drop this. Maybe we, because we were so light on blue around here, maybe we drop a mountain. Yeah, maybe we drop a mountain and then pick up an island. I think that's how the deck changes. So now we're down to 41. Game 2. Let's go. Utida! Okay, looking good. Got a reject early. Got a shock early. Got a pledge mage early. So we're hoping... keep 7. We're hoping to play the reject early here. Probably hold on to you until we get merfolk. Doesn't count. Well, druid counts. Druid counts. Okay. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Activate this as a sorcery. And only if you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn. Okay. Now I have to weigh whether or not I want to put the pledge mage on the board. Yep. Okay. So I think we do. We hope the opponent doesn't punish us by casting a sticky creature. But I guess if they do, we can use the Mentor's Guidance. Pop them back to the hand. What do we do here? If we use the Guidance... I don't think there's a situation where we... I think we're better off holding this turn. We'll wait a turn and see what they come back with. Maybe we can slap them with a reject. It's turn 4. You want to be casting those big creatures. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. When the permanent you don't control dies, you gain 2 life. So to use this opportunity... Oh, it's a sorcery, though. Yeah, what do you do here? That kind of screwed. A negate would have been really helpful. Yeah, that sucks. Nothing I can do. He kills, he gains. Yep. That was a good play. Not really too worried about his increasing ability here. So we can scry at the end if the opponent doesn't do anything. We're gonna take 3. I guess we could have used the Mentor's Guidance to bounce and played the reject same turn and gotten rid of that card. Maybe that was the play. But I'm interested to see what else the opponent has in their hand. They've got 5 cards and then 5 mana. Down to 15. Opponent says it's my turn. Okay. Oh, so now I have 2 of these. Was I thinking I had the wrong card? I thought I had this card a turn earlier. Oh, I'm stupid. And I forgot to scry. This is why we don't play scry lands. It is at instant speed. Okay. Okay. Hoping the opponent gets greedy. That's what we're hoping for. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. When you sacrifice Demagoth Woe, each opponent discards a card. You draw a card and gain 2 life. So we can reject this. All right. Nope. These emotes. So funny. What do we do? What do we do here? I think we give it to you. You're bounced. What do we want? We want you. We can cast the shock, I guess. I guess I don't care. Your go. Went with the big creature, huh? You're a sorcery. I think we're hoping to scry here. Whenever you gain life, you may pay one. If you do... Yeah. Okay, pass to my turn. Actually, remember to use the scry land. Get land out of here. We are getting flooded. Absolutely flooded. We don't have any creatures. How did we get so unlucky on creature draw? We have one creature we've pulled all game here. How many creatures do we have? Absolutely crazy. Well, what do? I guess we throw you down. Opponent knows what we have. We're gonna take 4 next turn. It's fine. Whatever. We don't like drawing creatures anyway. It's BS. No, that's fine. Man, that's a good card. Lifelink Menace. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. And to learn. You gain 4 life, but you can't... Yeah, you should have waited a turn and then used the Hall of the Oracles. Oh. Yeah. I don't think this is my game, guys. I don't think this is our game. Attack him with a 5/5. You gotta draw creatures at some point. Oh, I just want to make sure I'm not accidentally passing to my turn. Yeah. Does that help? I have. I can't tap anything this next turn. Is there anything I can draw? You kind of help. You're not... What do you do? Tap, so I have to wait a turn? I'm going to take 8. It's not... It doesn't really help me in time. It's, like, it's a good card, but it's not going to help me in time. Again. Well, you're somewhat helpful. So what, if I have a spirit, does that count? No, it doesn't count for that. The other one, was that a spirit? Guess we put you down. At least then we can use the shock. The opponent knows that we have that. So that gets us a turn, I guess. We'll wait. Do we have enough land to scry? We don't. Well, we have enough to use the breakthrough or the shock, I guess. Now, if they... He does get +2. I might have just saved our bacon. Destroy target artifact or creature. It can't be regenerated. This game hates me. This game hates me. Jesus. Well, what do you do about that? Opponent had an answer for everything that we had. Yeah. Please be nicer to me. Yep. I think this card is going to go down in history as the most unused lesson known to man. It's just, it's available to everybody, but it's so little value. So what can we draw that will save our bacon next turn? What can we draw? We're at 1 life. What can we draw? I don't have enough to scry. Opponent only has 2 mana left. That's not it. Okay. We need something. Doesn't save us. Unfortunately, like even if I draw it, that's admitting that we lose the game. That does save us. 1, yeah. Wow. From the jaws. So I have enough for a shock, so they have to respect that. Are you serious? Are you frickin' serious? I hate you. I hate you. What the hell, man? Nice. Nice. Okay. Well, we went down swinging. We went down swinging. What else can we do? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out like a man. Get out of here. Oh, yes. What do you do about that? Take your lumps, I guess. Get back into it. Can't win them all. Actually, hold on. I want to get a coffee. 1 sec. Yeah, don't worry. I'll edit that out later. Whew. Oh. That's a good game. It was a good game. Not for me. I mean, I got my butt kicked, but we got to use our big brain for a minute with the new cards. Good on mana. Have a creature. Good early, good late. Better late, I guess. I guess we keep this. Put the Scryland in first. Opponent's playing red. Oh, I guess we could have kept the reject too. Maybe it's better to hold it for turn 3 though. Before things get too out of hand. Okay, you get to learn when you come into the battlefield. I'm okay with that. I guess we can shock here. And then we can swing in. Keep the reject and hope that the opponent plays. And then turn 3 we'll go for the double strike card. Nope. I don't think I'll ever get a hold of that. I'm getting so many negative karma points for it, though. It's just so fun. So fun. Search your library for an instant or sorcery. Okay, so I think we swing in. Which card do we want to play? Either... I think I want to play the late game, so we'll do this guy first. Tap out. Don't really have any combat tricks to enhance our Twin Scroll Shaman, though. Search your library for a basic land. Gain 2 life. Okay, so now you have 2 mana left. You're running... Mana value 1 or greater. Learn. We're mana short now. Just can't seem to find a good balance, can we? We could play you. From your hand. Okay. Do we have anything from my hand that we need to cast later? Instant or sorcery card, reveal it and put it into your hand. Other than that, I think maybe this is the time to do it. Yeah, I don't know. What do we look for? Do you want the negate? Probably the card draw, huh? Probably the card draw. Because we're trying to draw into lands, that's why. And we can scry to find them. Otherwise, the counterspell makes a lot of sense, but we need the land right now, or we're going to be really screwed over late game. Well, that was nice. Nice. Activate as a sorcery. Do we block? Do we trade? I don't know. Do we? Do we care? Yeah, we'll trade. Whatever. Oh, I needed him! I needed him for the... Son of a bitch. I'm stupid. Choose target creature you control to end of turn. Got really lucky there. I should have held on to this card so I could use it for the Mentor's Guidance. but we got really lucky with the land. Got really screwed with that one. That sucks. Well, we're getting punished for it now, aren't we? We have a dwarf. We want the shaman. I think you go down. Buy us some turns. Some bad magic playing. Brought to you by iBerserk. What does that do for you? What does that actually do for you? You didn't actually... So you pay 1 to gain 3? It's interesting. I guess... cards in our graveyard. Any instant sorceries? I guess reject is alright. Shock would probably be good. We could use the shock to kill the flying creature. We can do that. Okay, so you get a 3/2. You have another heated debate. You have enough mana to cast it. You don't. So I guess we could do this and get advantage of the card draw. We can then sack you to... No. I didn't realize it was going to tap me out of mana, otherwise I would have waited a turn to do that. Kind of figured that was going to happen one way or the other. We have enough for you. You'd be an interesting card to play next turn. That's fine. I'm going to have to pay for it. I'm going to take 7. So that's my bad for sacking the catapult too early. The other catapult you could play at instant speed. So what? You're gonna cast what for 3? Haste. Put a +1/+1 counter. We can get rid of that card. I'm not worried about him. Faithless Looting. Draw 2 cards. What does Flashback do? May cast this card from its graveyard for its flashback cost. Thinning out the deck. He's at 21. I'm at 22. Yeah, take 3, go to 8. We can return you to the hand. If we play you, how much does that leave me? Does that leave me off land? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can do this. We can tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Give me a second. I don't have enough land. We can attack next to combat. End the turn. Unfortunately, I think if they attack with the 4/4, we have to take it. Yeah, I think we still have to take it. I don't have any life gain in this deck. Do you take 7? That's tough. I don't think you do. Well, we can bounce him, I guess. We can do that. We block. I'm not taking 7. I was taking 4. That's fine. I'm not taking 7. It's ludicrous. Yeah, I'm stealing your cards. Alright, so I can bounce 1. So if I play this, what do I have? 1, 2, 3? Is that enough to bounce? It is. Okay, so you go back. Create a 3/2. We have enough to return whatever. Pass the turn. Opponent uses the Tomb Shredder. Tomb Shredder? It's fine. Keep exiling. You do your thing, buddy. Do I pick you up? Maybe we do. Maybe we do. What do I have? 1, 2, 3. 1. I wish that was easier to see Atlanta. 1, 2. I can use you. Target of 3 or less can't be blocked this turn, so I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 4 is 8, 9. I can do 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 is 8, 9. 9 minus 2, so he becomes a 7, 7. I think that's worthwhile. No attacks. Whoa! Guy pulled the Wrath of God out of nowhere. That's crazy. And he's got haste. Oh, I hate magic some days. I hate magic some days. That's crazy. Counter target non-creature spell. He pulls this now. Alright, alright. I guess that's the luck of the draw. That's what happens. Wrath of God. Pulled a Wrath of God out of the Mystical Archive. Crazy. 6 life. A board clear. Wrath of God. Sorry, destroy Day of Judgment. Oh, I forgot. There's a lot of cool cards in this set. Like, it's, the Mystical Archive definitely adds quite a bit of randomness to the encounters here. Return up to 1 target artifact card, 1 target enchantment card, and 1 target instant card to your hand. No. I will use that emote every time I counter a spell. Every time. Might be the only thing that's fun about playing a blue deck now is getting to use those those new emotes, those new stickers. Okay, so we want to be careful that we don't pass to our turn. Okay, so we want to scry. Yeah, you're pretty much worthless at this point in the game. This card, this multiple choice card is frickin' sweet. It is sweet and limited. Oh, I hate you. I hate you and all your redness. Remember, his creature has haste, so we don't want to attack. The odds of us winning this game are like 0.0. 0.0. Yeah, that's too many points, but it's low. Maybe 1%. What can I draw? Yep. Resolve. Oh, wait, I can still scry. Yeah. Okay. Pass to attackers. He's tapped. Its opponent draws a card. Yeah, I think we hold on to that. We gotta put some pressure on. I'm hoping that he doesn't draw anything with haste. That's the hope. And if he does, I lose, and that's okay. But we gotta find a way to narrow the gap a little bit. Put a counter here, because we're definitely gonna want to scry. Digging in his graveyard. What are you digging for? Anything good in there? Man, F you. Yeah. We're so screwed. GG. He was too powerful. Man, these games are hard. These are hard on your soul, on your magic soul, to play these long games and to get countered so completely at every turn. If only there were more stickers to buy, that would guarantee our victory. We need to make a sacrificial offering. It was a good game. I got to use my counter sticker. My naughty. What am I playing? Everybody's a Witherbloom. Guess all the cool kids are Witherbloom. Let's see. I don't have any red here. We can cast the Quandrix Pledge Mage. Turn 3. Other than that, we have to draw into red. I don't know. I guess we keep it. That's tough. No. Opposite problem now. Oh, what do you do? Kind of in no worse of a position. I guess we hope we draw into red. At least I get to play. I get to be on the play. I haven't seen that creature in a little bit. That helps. That helps a little bit. Hope for the reject on turn 3 then. I guess I could have cast him defensively too. This card has not been very good to me. I could get me 3 points of damage here. I guess we can learn something too. Maybe we hold on to that for a little bit. Yep. I think we pass the opponent's turn and we hope to play the reject on whatever he casts next. Black, green, whatever. Nice. That's a great card in this set, because there's so few equipments. And I effectively just wasted a turn hoping that they were going to play a creature. So I guess I can cast a 2-cost creature. I guess we can Frogify, too. You are a frog. Oh, I thought I got to learn. Oh, it's a lesson. Things could be worse. Put a counter on Strixhaven Stadium. Whenever a creature is dealt combat damage, deals combat damage to you, remove a counter. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, put a counter. If it has 10 or more counters on it, remove them all, and that player loses the game. Okay. I guess we play you. Still have enough for the reject. Yeah, that sucks. Low on creatures. This reject has just been stunted all game so far. And we draw a second one. What do you do here? We can do this, and we can pay 3. Kind of in a losing situation, though, if we pay the 3. I think we pay this. We don't attack. We wait. This Team Pennant is really powerful in this limited set, just because there are almost no equipments. So we can counter something. Trying to think of what cards that they could have. There's that +1/+1 trample, but at the same time, we're gonna lose 2 creatures to 1. So maybe that's what they're hoping for. And this Twin Scroll Shaman is not as good in this set as was in the last set. We have lots of rejects, though. Get out of here. It's fine. So what are we at for lands? We've got 2, 5, 6. We have 6. So if we play you, I guess we pass the turn. They're starting to get out of the reject territory. He's still got 3. Trample with lifelink. 1, 2, 3. He's got 3. Yep. We're being outplayed. I guess we have to do the reject. They'll have to tap out. Next turn, we put the Illustrious Historian on the battlefield. he doesn't have menace or anything. We take my turn. Is there anything in here worth grabbing? Nothing. So I guess you're the play. Oh, he comes in tapped? Son of a biscuit. Son of a biscuit. Because we have the access tunnel, I don't think that comes in with a 4/4. I forgot about that too. Ouch! He's gonna get to 10. Kind of want to see if there's an animation. You know what? I do. I want to see if there is an animation for the Strixhaven Stadium. I think that is ultimately what we're here for, is we want to see that animation come through. You need to land. At least then he can't deal me damage. Has everybody got frickin' removal up the butt these days? Do you win the game? See? This is why I'm here. I'm here to teach everybody and to show and demonstrate. I'm a teacher. I am an educator. And now we know whether or not Strixhaven Stadium will show an animation. So there it is. It's science. In the name of science, I needed to lose this match just so we could see if there was an animation. So that's the truth. And if that doesn't deserve a like and a subscribe, I don't know what does. But yeah, I don't know. In the end of the day, this was a rough day in the arena. This deck did not do as well as we were hoping for. Maybe it's just that I am naturally not a very good control mage. And I wasn't able to keep anything on the board, you know? I had 12 creatures, 12 instants and sorceries. A lot of times the opponent had the answer for me. But there it is. Yeah, so that's how we did. Maybe next time. I thought red and blue were supposed to have more flying. I only drew one though. This trickster was pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. Tough day in the arena. If I had to pick top cards in the red and blue combination, obviously Shock was good. The Mercurial Transformation sat in my hand way too long. I think I would definitely trim that from the deck next time. When you have a lot of removal like that. Other than that, the Prismari Pledge Mage was conditionally good. This spell, Divide by Zero, excellent. Excellent card. Being able to remove... There's a lot of counters and fractal tokens and +1/+1 counters for casting instants and sorceries. This Divide by Zero is very powerful. I would definitely stick to that. The Frost Trickster is a common, so if you could pick up 3 of those or 4 of those, that's a good deal. What else? This card, when I played it on red, was really good. Definitely. Twin Scroll Shaman, not as good as the Goblin Berserker or whatever it was, just because of the equipment. This card is good. It's always good to have a first strike. With the Magecraft is nice too. You can get in conditionally. The Fuming Effigy, I didn't have a whole lot of reason to get something out of the graveyard, but I could see that comboing fairly well with the Illustrious Historian, because I think the way that this one reads is that whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, so when you exile from your graveyard, oh yeah, okay, you can't do it over and over again, but at least you can get a point of damage in at 1 point. Whoop-de-doo. The Spirit Dwarf, the Pillar Drop Warden, was good. I'd play that again for sure. Yeah, other than that, Burying the Books, okay card. I wouldn't play more than one of them. The Induction of the Annihilation is a great card for all colors. And then the Access Tunnel was good. And remember to play your Scrylands. So I hope you guys were able to stick with it till the end here. If you did, thank you. I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe if you did enjoy the content. Other than that, thanks for sticking with it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.